wanna be the one you need. And now I need you by my side. I can't sleep at night. Let's get lost in time, leave it all behind. I can't get enough. All that I'm enough. Let me be the one for you.
Welcome to Triton-Cup 133. I am Pat here with Optical Drop, ready to watch our top 4 of the tournament. So sorry we're late. Yeah?
Yeah, better late than never. They often say that sometimes the best things in life are worth waiting for, and this is definitely one of those times. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, we get to watch the top 4 of the tournament, and these are our top 4 teams ready to fight for the crown. I mean, I'm glad that we at least get to see this, because especially with the patch, lots of new strategies are being developed, lots of new weapons are being picked up, and I want to see what these top teams are doing. So let's start with a lower bracket semis. It's going to be Last Min Pickup versus the 4 Little Pigs version 3. And yeah, Optical, I guess we get to see the games.
Yeah, we do. I'm very excited to see this. Like, I know you mentioned like the patch. Something that was brought to my attention very recently is that because of like certain changes to like the fire of certain weapons have been like buffed significantly because of the hitbox changes and stuff. I'm someone that has used like the heavy splatling like since game 1. And yeah, and hearing that it got buffed got me really excited. I dropped it like some time ago, but like I'm thinking of picking it back up because I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, it is
good now. I'm also just waiting for Flash Wall to come back. That would be nice. Third kid, please.
I'd say the heavy splatling is very good now, but if you're facing a charger on the other side, you're still kinda in danger, and we're resetting the game. It looks like there was a problem. One of the players disappeared, and so we'll be. I hope they'll be back.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, no, this happens occasionally, so it's no big deal. I'm sure we'll get started very soon. Yeah, that's the other thing where it's like I know like considering like backline is like very tight right now, especially with stuff like pencil and all that, or even like just some like leader. Like there's a lot of competition for like running like one backline. Like not many comps want to do like more than one, so like picking like which one best suits you is definitely like obviously comp dependent. And I do think like obviously like every comp is going to benefit from like different shakeups to the standard. So I do think that there is like a lane that heavy could comfortably fit into. As to what that is, I couldn't tell you. That's what the professionals are for.
I think the Splatlings are very much like in a good spot, and Aura is helping them. Like that's one of the classes that got the most boost from
right,
Aura, I think. But chargers are still good. Like chargers, like people are going to have to remember that chargers are a counter to Splatlings, and that's like legit something you'll have to take into consideration now. Like, do we bring a Splatling because they're very strong, or do we bring a charger who are not necessarily as strong as the Splatling, but who can counter them pretty powerfully?
Yeah, it is also like very dependent on the team you're going up against too. So like if you have like a backline player who is very comfortable with either weapon, then like obviously that would be the most optimal thing, but like obviously just like play with what you're comfortable with and all that. But if you want to win. All right, finally starting with make a mark. Yes, that's it.
we're going to fight on Macro. Both teams bringing a blaster, and blasters are pretty powerful here. Both teams having a lot of ledge options right now. Fight raging. It looks like the Little Pigs are going to get delayed wipe, and now with both the Slosher and the Blaster, can the ledge? No, they didn't have the time to set themselves, and it looks like last minute pickup is going to get back onto the zone.
A nice take back from them, counting down very soon to be able to take lead very soon, but that Zipcaster is going to take 2 out for itself. I think. Wait, was that a second Zipcaster? Wait, are there 2 Zipcasters? Oh my god, wait, is that the Zip or am I tripping?
There's only one zip, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow, then it was going really fast, and I thought it went down too. All right, then
Yeah.
never mind. Yeah, well, with them going to like sub 50, they're gonna be taking a huge lead from Three Little Pigs. I kind of like, ugh. And then yeah. A nice take from that blaster. Oh, a nice double from that blaster. In fact,
Yeah.
taking back zone for pigs. Well, four pigs.
Yeah, the 4 Little Pigs able to retake the zone. Last minute pickup had a good hold right there, but now the pigs are around the zone, but still not able to camp that ledge. The last minute pickup still respawning, getting back on there. And yeah, we're back to the fight for the stack. Can Medi capture the zone? No, they're forced to jump away. They have their crab, so I guess they'll get right back into the fight. 2 down onto pickup. Can they cap the zone? Oh!
Interesting. That was a nice like jump to base, jump back to just reset the health, and immediate grab. Unfortunately, it did not last too long, and pigs were able to still hold on to that zone, but they were able to take back lead just before they had to give it up. Give up control.
Yeah, 1 point lead. That is very good for the pigs right there. But the last minute pickup going back into the fight with 2 down already. The Luna is not going to find the 3rd splat though, and it looks like the pigs are still able to hold some control or activated on a blaster. Yeah. I mean, that's intensify action. They have no RNG right there. They fight harder, and they're going to punish that crab away and keep scoring points.
Ooh. Right there, that hammer will put that streak to an end, and last minute is going to take that zone back. Oh wow, I gotta say, blasters being able to get that intensify action from Aura is definitely a huge boon to them, and we just saw that as a perfect example of such.
Yeah. Ooh, and
speaking of Aura, ooh.
More fights coming from both teams, but last minute pickup able to keep the zone right there. They have to make do with penalty if they want to get back in the game. But the 4 Little Pigs are back from their spawn, forced to find a way back forward as last minute pickup is simply waiting, holding the zone, activating Zip to go back forward.
Yeah, that was a lot of interesting maneuvering, just like circling around the stack over there from that other player. But as we can see, pigs are coming back into mid to try and take back their contesting. Oh my god! They got to keep lead. They were able to prevent the takeover. That was very impressive play from all of them. Wow! And the hammer comes out from Wake Up Call, and it's looking like it's going to try and contest this zone. Unfortunately, not able to make it in time.
45 seconds left, and last man pickup needs to push in, but 4 Little Pigs are defending strong. But Crab is over, but 2 down on last man pickup. They need to go in and paint. The pencil is so weak, they don't have time. The 4 Little Pigs are going to get game number 1, Optical.
What a great first game. That's how you know we're like really high in the bracket right now, because like it was so like back and forth with them, and it you couldn't really like confidently claim like, oh yeah, like this one like is definitely like getting more ahead of the other, because it was just like it was just so neck and neck that whole time. Oh, I love games like that. That's so much fun.
I mean, we have the back and forth. That's what we expect from these top level players. We really have so much to show, and but we don't have much time. It's only a best of 3 between these 2 teams, which means the 4 Little Pigs could get on to the lower bracket finals in the next game. Last minute pickup need to win it. They need to push hard if they want to get the W.
Right. Next stage seems to be Art Academy. This should be an interesting one, considering the blasters being able to take advantage of that cover. What are your thoughts on the comps on this map?
I think in Blot on it you fight a lot like on Macomar, because you have these ledges that you have to use a lot. You have this big pillar in the middle of the zone that kind of acts like the stacks, where controlling it is important and you want to dislodge it. But there's a bit less fighting on this map. It's a bit more positional. And, ooh, that's a lot of swords right there.
That is a
yeah.
I was about to say a 4 swords adventure. Unfortunately, it's only 3. But yes, a nice, healthy amount of slashing from both teams right here. Yeah, like considering the stack in this case is in the middle, I guess you could say it's the inverted maple mark, maybe.
Kinda, I guess, but
Close enough.
right. Well,
already we're seeing that Last Man has already taken Zona and is really pushing hard to keep it for themselves. With Zona coming out for the 4 little pigs.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me. Hopefully they'll be able to take advantage of that Zona to be able to actually contest that despite those strikes having come out. With that crowd looking for a lot of space, it's looking likely.
Last minute pickup right there. I mean, they've chosen violence. They've chosen double sword to get into more fights. The 4 little pigs a bit more stable in what they do, especially with the splash to help them. Oh no! You don't want to DC there. That's too late in the game. Oh.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
Oh no.
Alright, already they got aura and there's a wipeout. Oh. Oh, did they just surrender that?
I mean, technically, we're going to see what the Kitios do, but yeah.
All right. I mean, like, that was really cool looking from both teams, at least. Like, yeah, they were like hard locked out, but like, admittedly, like my rule of thumb is just like, you know, it's not over until that timer hits 0. You know what I mean? Like, Splatoon is just like notoriously known for like having like insane comebacks like every now and then. Like I always say, if there's only 2 ways to win this game. Either it is like a hard sweep or a huge like turnaround upset sort of situation. There's like no in between almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. It's like you hate to see it, you know, but it's part of the game. But yeah, it's part of it. But yeah, you have to make do with it. So.
Oh, okay. All right, so
But yeah, I'm getting notified that gentleman's agreement has been reached, and honestly, like they didn't need to say yes. They didn't need to agree to replay. But yeah, they're like it's yeah. So they're like last min pickup was full in their right to take 5 points, and I'd like to say like all little pigs were agreeing. But like both teams, they want to play, they want to fight, they want to show they're the best, not just get the points. So we're gonna go there.
I respect it. Yeah. All right. Same verse, same as the first. Let's get back into it.
Yep. Let's get in there. And last minute pickup had a big opening. Like these double souls were doing the work of really taking the opponent by surprise, winning the fight. But it can also be a bit fragile, and now the little pigs know that they can expect, so will it happen again? Well, it looks like last minute pickup once again are getting a few more fights and are taking control over the zone. Optical?
Yeah, I gotta say, already the strikes coming out. It seems to be once again taking the zone and just pushing hard to keep control of it. Soda out as well, keeping them very mobile and very aggressive. However, with Piggies taking the contention for that zone, they seem to be going a lot more in, and they were able to take it back for themselves. This seems to be a much more even game right now.
Yeah, for the pigs able to push back in pretty fast right there. The fight is raging around the zone. With 2 down on the pigs and 2 down on each side. Last Min Pickup still able to throw the strikes and cap that huge zone right there. They're gonna get rid of that bubbler behind in their platform, and now they're back to defensive mode. Pretty even game so far.
Yeah, that penalty wasn't so bad that they couldn't make up for having lost the lead for like 1 point. So now they're once again whittling away at piggies while they're trying to contest like their defense of the area, which seems to be going their way. Would you look at that?
Yeah, both pigs getting the fights right there. They're able to get more and more, and now that they're in position, that's where they are dangerous. Look at that bubbler. So
yeah.
aggressive, really enabling the whole team to retake control right there. They call out the straggler to the side. Can they fight it? A wiper is always dangerous. You want to be careful with it.
Especially for a shooter, yeah. And
Yep.
they're down with some
Ooh.
help. Assistance from the teammates.
Yep.
You love to see that. All right, with now it's a sub 30 points total. They're going to hold on to face even more strikes. Once again, coming out from last minute pickup.
Oh, no.
Ooh!
Oh, no.
But with Aura on the board, it seems like they're. Oh, it's so close though.
Yeah.
It was just enough. They held on just long enough to be able to secure that W. Wow, that was really close.
I mean, it was close until it wasn't. It feels like there was really this moment where the little pigs managed to take their positions. And from then on, last min pickup, they were really relying on their ability to create fights. And the little pigs were in the right positions to decide where the fights were. And that's the power of having a blaster and a splash. You know, you really have so much control of where the positions are. And last min pickup were relying on these swords to create diversions, to force the opponent in fights they didn't want. Great discipline by the little pigs. You know, very much patient in the fight, knowing when to not press and when to take the fights with the whole team. They get the W, they get the 2-0, which means they're going to move forward. Optical?
Yes, congratulations to them. I feel I should clarify when I say it was close. I really meant like near the end where it was like almost teetering to like them reaching 50% to take back to contest zone, excuse me. But yes, it was a very well played game from Three Piggies, and a great plays from Last Minute Pickup as well, doing like amazing job, the best they could. So shout out to everyone involved. These were amazing games.
Yep. Yeah, great games. We're gonna take a short break and we'll be back with the lower bracket finals. It's going to be the 4 little pigs once again, this time again. Count my bands. See you there.
Alright, yeah.
I got nothing to hide.
All right. Welcome back to Triton-Cup 133. My name is Optical Drop, and I am joined with Pat. Say hello.
Hey, Optical. We have more Splat Zones action to show you. It's going to be a count my bands against the 4 Little Pigs because it's lower bracket finals. We have a best of 5 with counter picks.
Oh,
And we're
boy.
going to start with the classic of all classic Mahi Resort on Splat Zones, of course.
All right. I've always had a bit of a chip on my shoulder with this map in this game because it's kind of like a, not my Mahi Mahi. I've been around since Splatoon 1. This is not the same map. It's just in name and mechanic. That's really it. But I will say it is, devoid of that, a fun map in its own right when the water is lowered.
I didn't play Splatoon 1, I think this is the best map mode combination for competitive Splatoon. I think this is how you see teams fight the best, how you see the best coordination, where you have so many different strategies that can work.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of...
I think that's the case. The fact that the water drops, the fact that at the start of the game you have a hallway and teams are forced to fight for that hallway in that hallway. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a nice way to start the game, which forces teams to think differently about the map.
I do agree that it is fun, at least from a viewer's perspective. No, but seriously, there is like a lot of interesting high ground areas that many different teammates could easily make use of for whatever reason. And I do like the unique positioning this map provides because of that. It's just, water's kind of wet, as they say. I don't know who they are. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, we got a S-Blast in the team. Okay. Fascinating.
Hey, S-Blaster still very, very strong. And of course, the Blaster on the other side, we see the Little Pigs bringing the same comp that they were using in the previous game. Right, That's going to be pretty good. Right there, the Pigs activating the Crab Tank. They want to win that opening fight, but they're pushed away from the zone. It seems they're struggling to go in.
Nice maneuvering from that player. Unfortunately, it did not pan out exactly as they would have hoped. But it does seem that they were able to help with getting the enemy down. Well, oh my god, I can't keep up with my own rate. Anyway, it does seem that the soda is out for the Little Piggy, so that they're able to try to contest with their own push. And it seems that along with a big bubble, that they will be successful in doing so. Would you look at that?
Yeah.
Bubble suit.
The water drops, the maps is opening, and the 4 Little Pigs are very much still in control of the ceramics, and now they have a lot to play in to extend their specials, as they're waiting for Count My Bands to prepare the push. Count My Bands very patient. They're losing a few too many players. They're not able to get the drop. 2 already down. They're going to have to wait. The Tacticular was on, but they're going to have to wait a little bit more before they can go in. The Kraken's opening things. The Booyah bomb to paint. Can they cap the zone? They need to paint the zone.
Now with strikes coming out, it seems like they're working really hard to keep this zone to themselves. Hammer coming out to try and get a kill was not successful.
Okay.
That blaster was right on the mark. With sub 10 on the timer, it looks very likely that 4 Little Piggies will be taking this game. What a game.
Hey, the 4 Little Pigs, once again, if they are in control, they are keeping the control. And I think the blaster, that blaster that they're bringing is going to be a weapon to really pay attention to now, because it can really do that, controlling the space. You do not want that blaster to be in a position they're comfortable in because they'll be able to punish you if they're in the right hands. Right there, the four little pigs took control of the first map. Count my bands, you cannot count them out yet.
Oh,
They have more to say right after they're chosen their counter pick.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, considering like those new changes to hitboxes, you better hope you were in squid form when they decided to fire that weapon, because man, not likely it's gonna miss otherwise. All right, what kind of counter pick do you think would work for them? Like, what do you think that they'll be picking?
I think they should go into a bit of a flatter map, and well, I no longer need to think. They just choose to
Well, there you go,
run
yeah.
it.
Rumble Ramen's a safe choice. Yeah, that one's like easy to just like maneuver around in like many different areas. Very, very fun map in my opinion. There's a lot. It's very versatile for like whatever weapon you're choosing to use. So maybe they're hopefully like banking on the fact that it is more of like a maneuverability focused map that they could like take advantage of, just like the skirmishing potential with that, or they just want to be able to just maybe flank the opponent somehow.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I think this map will allow Count My Bands to flank a bit more, to drop to the side a bit more. That was what they struggled to do in Mahi. The reason they didn't manage to get the retake in Mahi is because they couldn't drop to the side. The four little pigs were waiting for them and stopping them. On Roborumen, they're less likely to have that issue, which means they're more likely to be able to play the game they want to play. And yeah, good for them, good choice. But now they need to make it work. And the four little pigs, I mean, they're on a roll right now. They're winning game after game, and they're very happy to keep playing.
Yeah, I gotta say, I cannot keep looking at that picture of the ramen bowl for too long. Like, my time zone is like it's like 5 right now, so it's like I'm having like dinner in an hour or so, maybe a little later, depending how long this lasts. So like I'm already like hungry. So I'm just gotta be like, just remember, it's made of metal. It's made of metal. It's made of metal.
By the way, Optical, these two teams met in the upper bracket, and it was a 3-1 for Count My Bands, who put the little pigs into lower bracket. And Roborumen was a map where Count My Bands won on, though they also won on Mahi, and it didn't work as well this time. So I guess the little pigs are learning.
Yeah, I mean, always leave it up to the ingenuity of farm animals to be able to pick up exactly what they need to learn. You know, they say pig intelligence is actually like a lot better than people give them credit for.
Oh yeah, that's a very smart animal, especially like if you know the story, the pigs get more and more solid throughout time.
I mean, they're so smart, they're able to trick that wolf. You remember that one?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. All right, already so far. Speaking of which, those pigs were able to take back themselves from Count My Bands and have considerable control over this zone with the Kraken out. With retreating, though,
Yep.
It seems that with their they were okay. Yeah, they were able to take it back. All right, Soda coming out and the sprinkler on the bowl. The classic. The classic.
Chip paint is always good to get. Count My Bands is getting the lead, and right now with 2 splats and a well-placed bubbler, look, they brought a blaster of their own. Now they're winning as well, and they're doing the perfect work of holding really right here and really taking control of the map. The little pigs, they need to mount a push. It's their turn to find a way to break it down.
That was really smart positioning of the bubble, like having it right next to where the soda was, so that they really could not afford to get close to it and grab the soda for themselves. Yeah, like the crew having now gone out for 3, they are now being able to. Never mind.
Yep.
There was an opportunity, but it was not enough.
Yeah.
Quite the display from Bands right there. I love this. All right.
That's how you answer a victory, with a commanding KO. Count My Bands able to get their head back into the game. Really, I mean, learning, adapting to what the little pigs were doing, and getting back very, very strong. Once again, like the team that is able to take control of the space, it seems like that team is really more powerful, and it's getting harder to push. And I feel like since the patch, I've seen that dynamic a lot. Optical, you need more to be able to push back in.
Right, yeah. Honestly, with like how much there was with like cutting off the soda with that bubbler from the other team because of that positioning, and leading to them to be able to put out their own bubbler afterwards. I think there was soda too. I went so fast I actually lost track. But there was like a real attempt that was very, very close for them to have taken back zone and get a large penalty towards Bans. But unfortunately, it just was not enough. But we'll see if that is the case going forward with their the next counter pick. Again, I shall ask, what do you think the counter pick will be? What do you think?
Well, they've chosen, so I know what the counter pick will be.
Never mind.
Hagglefish.
Oh wait, it's what?
It's Hagglefish Market.
Hagglefish.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a very that is a very long range supported type of map. Just nice open areas both in mid and either side. Just glass tents galore.
Yep. And optical. That's the map where our friends of the Four Little Pigs won the last time they met Count My Band. So it's kind of a no-brainer for them to go back to a map where they beat their opponent.
I see.
We beat them there once. Let's get right back to it. But we see Count My Bands kind of learning. We see Count My Bands that change their comp to adapt to what the Little Pigs were doing here on Robo-Roman. So anything is possible, especially at that level. Beating the same team twice, you can't do it twice with the same strategy. You need to change it because they're going to adapt. They're going to be prepared for what you just did.
Right, of course. Obviously, like, considering that, I'm sure that the other team is, of course, considering that they will consider that, so they will try to anticipate that. It's just an endless cycle. Such is life. All right, we have the bucket out. Ooh, okay. Otherwise, doesn't seem to be drastically different.
Yeah, and that bucket is important. It's a great idea because that will give them strikes to cap the zone fast, to get back in there. Like displacement specials, I think they're gonna come back stronger because they're getting more important.
Yeah. Already starting off strong with two crabs versing each other, both playing it safe, and with the Three Little Pigs taking the zone for themselves. Already they're pushing into Bans' base, and does seem like that they're holding their own. I think I saw Aura on someone already? Wait.
I mean, Aura comes and goes. These players are constantly doing things. Of course, they're going to get a lot of it. And right there, the Little Pigs are holding the zone. The Kraken is completely alone. Will be enough to stop the crab, but you don't want to Kraken by yourself. The rest of the team is following, and thanks to the bubbler, is able to take the zone.
That Kraken did some risky plays right there, but was able to at least deter the crab enough to be able to let their team push in against the rest of the Three Little Pigs.
But look at that, Optical. They took the zone, they put themselves there, but they paid the price. They had to use all of their resources in that fight, and now the Little Pigs are counter-pushing, retaking instantly. They're back in control. The crab tank is activated, but can that crab tank cap the zone? Lots of specials being thrown. The Little Pigs still in control right there. Count My Bands trying to cap. They have the paint. They need to retake the zone right now. Kraken is going to retake the space. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like, though they weren't able to get that many points, they only had to suffer like a small penalty. Meanwhile, they had to give Pigs a huge penalty that they are still having to deal with. And with the Don't Take It Back, they went from 8 to 35 on that penalty, which is definitely going to bite them in the rear end, so to speak.
Yep. I mean, that's a lot, but right now, Count My Bands are able to finally completely set themselves in front of the zone. They struggled, but finally they are able to set themselves. The Crab Tank is waiting for the opponent's push, as the Foil Pigs have 3 specials ready to be thrown. The Crab Tank is done. I guess we're going to see all of the pigs going forward.
Oh, wow. Oh, and almost lost to that auto bomb, but that Kraken coming out to try and stray them off. Oh, wow. I looked out for a second. Someone already got splatted. Okay.
I mean, there's splats left and right. Optical right now. Count My Bands is holding the zone. They have no penalty, and the little pigs just almost get wiped. And that looks like it's going to be the game. Four little pigs don't have the time to get back to the zone. That is 2-1 for Count My Bands.
That was an interesting turn of events.
Yeah.
Just the constant back and forth up to a complete lockout at the very end. It was really good. That was really good. Oh my god, the wave from all of them too. Very cute. Yeah, all right. With that, Count My Bands was able to secure a second victory for themselves. It does seem like they were able to redeem themselves on Hagglefish, wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, and the reason they did Optical is because the Folio Pigs were able to take the zone, were able to fight well, to constantly be there, but Count My Bands were able to push back and to get back to the zone over and over until finally they got the control. And Folio Pigs were not able to break that control once Count My Bands was in that position. And you need more firepower if you want to get back onto the zone. You need to use more resources to get back onto the zone, and we saw the little pigs not really able to use that, to do that. They were a bit too late, not enough to really take that space. And Count My Bands now up 2-1. It's on the little pigs to choose another map, and they're going to go on to another classic Optical. It's going to be Barnacle and Dime.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, Barnacle and Dime is a nice one. I feel like it's like a high A tier sort of stage in my opinion. So that's always a fun one to see. I'm more privy towards Make a Mart and Hagglefish, but that's like a close like 3rd or 5th place.
It's a map that has become quite the classic. I'm very worried for the Four Little Pigs because it's a map more than so many other maps. This is of the most classic maps. This is the one where you can lock out your enemy completely a lot, and we've seen Count My Bands use that strategy already and make it work better than the Four Little Pigs. So the Four Little Pigs just shows a map that is where Count My Bands strategy is at its best, where the dynamic that Count My Bands wants to have is the natural dynamic of the map. So the Four Little Pigs need to find a way to break their way in, to force their way forward, and it looks like right now they're doing exactly that with the Crab Tank really opening the field and allowing them to move forward.
Right, yeah, already off the bat with Pigs taking the lead so far, and does seem that Bands is contesting that really, really hard. Is that aura that I see? Actually, no, I don't think it is. I just saw like 3 people go down. I just assumed it was all by one person. I just want to see it so bad, you know?
just play the game and splat people right now. There's some competitive to watch. Count My Bands in control of the zone, forcing the little pigs to use their crab. The pigs taking their time, and now that they have the strikes ready, they know they'll be able to go in. Oh!
That was
The counter!
that.
The punish!
No one
Yeah?
expects the auto bomb inquisition. Is this anything? I don't know. I don't. That. Oh, the sneakiness from that
Yep.
blaster!
And
What
boom.
a kill!
No blaster for
Wow.
you.
That was so evil. I love it. No notes. But yes, it does seem that bands will be continuing this streak of theirs, going into sub 20 territory with that counter.
Ooh, last chance. But Pigs need to paint the zone right there. The strikes are enough to neutralize, but they need to win this fight around the zone. Can they get it? The crab tank is deployed. By Count My Bands, they get the splats. That's going to be. Oh no! No, it's over. It's over.
Oh my god! Okay. Wow.
That's it.
What a game. Congratulations to bands. Count My Bands.
I mean, once again, we saw Four Little Pigs play very well, and I think they had the right composition for that map. But Count My Bands is very solid right here, and the Four Little Pigs were not able to push back in. They were so close right here, but just close is not enough. You need to cap that zone.
There were clearly a lot of very sneaky strategies with the auto bomb, with what that blaster was doing. Oh
yeah.
So evil, but I love evil. I love eating evil so much. It's so fun.
It's the power of knowing your positions. You know exactly where to stand because you know where the opponent is going to be. And if you know, hey, where do they want to throw the strikes from? Well, we throw a bomb there. Where do they want to prepare their push? Okay, let's put the blaster under this ledge and be ready to splat whoever's gonna go here. Count My Bands were on top of the positioning game, and that's what gained them the victory.
And remember, kids, always check your surroundings. You never know when a carve is gonna pop out of the corner and combo you.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see more Splatoon action. We only have one set left, maybe two. Yeah, it's going to be grand finals right after this break.
Hey, yeah, stay tuned.
Thin ice, walking on my own. Carrying ice, should I let it go? You said that it would change, but you're going home, and I'm losing hope. Got it, thought it all. But you would never know that I'm still afraid. The things you say are adding numbers to my days. What if you told yourself things would never be the same? Countdown, feel the ticking in my ears. No, is it near the end? Fade out till I disappear. No, could look the other way. Only you face to face. Words they float away when I'm losing the race. 'Cause I can't play this game. 'Cause I'm still afraid the things you say, hiding numbers to my days. What
Welcome back! It is time for the grand finals of this Triton-Cup 133. On the lower bracket side, count my bands, they need to win twice in order to be your Triton-Cup champions. On the other side, Optical, we have Flow Dragons, who is the team that beat Count My Bands earlier, so...
Really? Ooh.
Yeah.
I see. A little bit of a chip on their shoulder, I can imagine.
Yep.
Nothing like a little friendly rivalry to try and put some stakes on this grand finals we have for ourselves. All right, and it looks like we're starting out with Mahi Mahi. All right, that should be interesting, considering that God, we just had this out. I already forgot. Did they win on that map, or am I crazy?
That's the one map they lost on in the lower bracket finals. So, but it's still a map on their list, and you know it depends a lot on who you're facing, how you play, and the luck of the draw. There's always so much that can happen in Splatoon. But yeah, count my bands. The last time they saw this map, they lost, but they didn't lose against Flow Dragon on this map yet.
In my defense, it was like a 1 in 4 chance it was that one. But yeah, either way, considering that they got a bit more warmed up, I guess you could say, in order to get here, they're probably more than ready to, more than prepared to be able to handle Flow Dragons this time, especially since they probably know what they're going to be coming with on this map this time. All right, we're already going to be started. Ooh, I almost called it the Forge again. It's not the Forge, it's the Freeze. Uh-oh. That is a black silhouette.
Yeah, 1 DC on the side of Count My Bands. I guess we're going to wait a little bit more, and as they try to come back in the lobby, I'm sure they will be back very soon.
Oh man, the anticipation. I can't contain myself.
We're forced to wait a bit more, but yeah, that's part of the game once again. As long as it happens at the start of the game, we're not missing gameplay. We don't have to throw points in the trash, you know.
I don't really think like either team would be upset if it's just like, oh, we just start, like it just said start and then like we had to leave, because it's like, oh, did you really? All right, now we're going into it. All right, here we go.
We are on, and that's a different comp that we are getting from Count My Bands. I guess they had the time to think about a composition specifically to fight Flow Dragon, who's the team that put them in on the lower side.
Yeah, I don't want to act like I didn't notice that mini over there. By the way, is that the Zinc? I think it's the Zinc, right?
Yeah, that's the Zinc.
That's the one with the bubble. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think that would be really good for this map, considering that that's probably like half this zone or something.
Bubbler is always good to secure positions right there, but Count My Bands is the team that's going to take the zone, and look at that, we're getting a back and forth before the water drops. Both of these teams very much able to come back to get more action going, as Count My Bands holding the zone so far, but not yet able to really keep the Flow Dragons at bay. Look at that, the Flow Dragons coming back in! Can they deny? Just a few points away, they keep the zone up, and the water up!
That was quite the comeback from Flow Dragons right there. Being able to get past all of those defenses and take zone for themselves. It looks like they are on a roll to be able to take lead for themselves. All with that splat bomb pushing them back a little bit more, and with the water level putting this map to an actual tolerable state, it seems that Flow Dragons is right now able to take lead for themselves, but not without a little bit of pushback from Bands.
Yeah, Bands able to really push in to get back onto the zone and really retake that control. Flow Dragons are still around, though. Both teams fighting, but 2 down, 3 down. It's only that rapid blaster pro trying to keep the position, but I mean, denying people from running at you when you have that blaster pro is pretty rough. Count my bands hold control over the center of the map.
Right, with the soda out for bands, it does seem like that they. Oh, and it looks like they have. And as I say, they pop it out right in time to try and keep them at bay. What a play!
Ooh, yeah, the zone is neutralized but not captured. Count my bands able to stay in control right here. That is huge. As Flow Dragons just lost 3 players. That is rough. That's going to be a delayed wipe. They had Cooler, but the Bubbler is shredded and they don't have time. Now they need to push in. They need to go in right now.
Right, they only have 10 seconds left. Oh, 10 timer seconds. And that all they didn't even need it. One, took it back, and they are trying to chip away at that penalty. It's like, what, like the same amount as what their actual score is? No big deal. They'll just hold it for a little bit longer. They have soda themselves! Oh, but Momo Dragon, or as I like to call it, Trickle Tail Malulu, has gone down. 3 people are going to get that joke.
And there's a lot of fights going on. Count my bands back onto the zone. There's no penalty. They really want to paint it and apply it, but they get splatted before they can. Flow Dragons able to hold, able to keep themselves here, able to retake the zone. 2 down on Count my bands. That's another splat. I mean, that's too late. That's the end of it. Flow Dragons takes game number 1.
What an incredible comeback from Flow Dragons right there. That was so engaging the entire time. Oh.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, both of these teams giving us a show, you know, lots of good actions, lots of great fights, and really both teams fighting for that zone, fighting for that control. Count my bands were so close to getting the victory, but Flow Dragons, despite getting wiped, despite only having, I think they only had the killer whale in their pocket ready to be thrown, they still managed to mano get the zone back, and not only get the zone back, really push Count my bands away and get that victory.
Yeah. Wonderful performances from both teams, just for being able to like hold it like that. Oh, would you look at that? Next map seems to be Mako Mart. This is a fairly even map in my opinion. A lot of open space with a bit of cover in certain areas. So that should be like pretty good for like their team that is more focused on trying to take like the high ground advantage from the plays that we saw earlier.
Yeah, I mean, going on to Macromat, Count my bands, we've seen them have a lock on this map, and I think that's a good pick by them. I think they're right to go here, so they will have the tools to make it work. Of course, Flow Dragons, still very dangerous. I think whatever the map, I mean, at this level of play, when you're in finals of Triton-Cup, every map is good for both teams anyways. But yeah, small adjustments need to be done by Count my bands if they want to counter things, and they're bringing a Luna Blaster. Meanwhile, Flow Dragons have the double blaster on.
Oh wow, this is blaster mayhem. We might be entering like a semi-blaster focused meta with these hitbox changes. That should be something.
Yeah.
So far, oh sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, I feel like the big change of that patch is that it's much easier to play off chip damage now, that you can see people's health bar.
Yeah,
which
that
means
definitely helps.
anything that deals chip damage got an indirect buff because it's so much easier to coordinate. And look at that! Look at that! They coordinate perfectly. 2 blasters under the ledge. They just can do whatever they want and get splat after splat after splat. We're already at 46 left, and Count my bands is struggling from their own spawn.
Dragon Bunch of Numbers goes down to H with their, I think it's the Gal. Yes, it's the Gal. Oh, but they go down to the Mini, which is trying to take back the zone for themselves. Ooh, a lot of skirmishing there. That was amazing maneuvering. Oh, unfortunately, they got caught by, was that H? I couldn't keep track of the name.
Yeah. I mean, right there, Count My Band's able to retake. Yeah, they take the control, and now Count My Bands, this is where they are best strong. Not when they need to push, not when they need to take control, but very much when they are ahead of the map and fighting for it. But they already lost their Luna. They still keep the zone thanks to the strikes, but all of Flow Dragons are pushing in, getting more and more space. Can Count My Bands respawn and make sure that they stay around the zone?
Yeah, it seems that they were able to take back the zone before it could be pushed anywhere. Oh, would you look at that? It's a nice clear score right there. But with that, some strikes are going to come out contesting that zone, and they were able to take it back.
Yep.
But not if Flow Dragons has anything to say about it, which it seems like they don't. They do. I mean, wait.
Yeah, I mean, taking the zone is always good. You get penalty, and look, there's a lot of presence from Count My Bands. Flow Dragon forced to use the bubbler. Can they use that bubbler and cap the zone right there? Count My Bands still in that fight. Can they get in? Both teams still fighting around that zone. Both teams trying to go in the wall to allow the move forward from the Gal. And right now, that small fight's going for Count My Bands.
That is the schnastiest looking maneuvering I've ever seen on a Mini. Like, props to that player. Wow. Oh my god, the Booyah was not able to be launched, I don't think.
Yep. No, they got punished, and right there, Flow Dragons are close to losing their lead. The bubbler is deployed, but they don't have much time, Optical.
Honestly, like, with how much they were able to, ink that zone, even though they were under the threat of that killer whale, they were still able to paint just enough to be able to take back the zone for themselves, securing themselves that they have that lead. And would you look at that? The aura just flows through this player. In a dragon going at it with. Well, they've got to keep that aura in play. Literally on one, by the way.
they keep the danger on. 2 down on Count My Band's Flow Dragons, making more and more points. They're close to the KO right there. And Count My Band's not really able to push back in. Another bubbler. That's the end of the game. Flow Dragons.
That was a phenomenal bubble at the very end, securing that they have that zone without it being even the least bit flipped or what have you. Wonderful performance from that Mini specifically, was incredible. But of course, as I always say, everyone was phenomenal. Wow, what a fun game. So far, Flow Dragons in the lead 2-0. It does seem like that if they just win one game, they can pretty much close out this entire tournament so far, from what it seems.
Optical. I'm getting notified that there was a seeding error. Flow Dragons, yes, they are seed number 5, seed number 9 actually, because one of their best players wasn't known because they were Japanese. So.
I see.
So sometimes, and yeah, Flow Dragons very much showing themselves as, yeah, you should have given them the best seed, but it happens. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the seeding is. The best teams is going to get to grand finals and absolutely dominate things.
Right. Honestly, considering that, like, they are still, like, you know, having to put in the work against this team, against Bands, it does seem that, like, you know, it does feel as though we have, like the best that this tournament has to offer, like, going up against each other. So if anything, like, yeah, I wouldn't I wouldn't necessarily say, like, the seeding error like gave them a push or anything. That being said, they are doing really good for themselves. So
yep,
you know, it's all down to whether or not they're able to close out this third game. but that's all dependent on what the
Ooh.
counter pick is. Oh, never mind. I guess it's humpback.
Yeah. The counter pick is humpback pump track, and I hope we get to see some rollers, because rollers are getting better and better, and this is the roller map. And I feel like Count My Bands, they need to change something big. They need to change something big if they want to get back in the game. And if they have a roller in their roster, they should bring it.
Now, I know you say this is a roller map, and that is true. However, as someone who has played heavy Splatling, I can say this is also a very nice Splatling map. Like, in the right positioning. I'm very interested, like, we've seen the mini. Is anyone going to bring a different Splatling? Is anyone going to bring out the longer ranged ones? Are we going to see, like, maybe the Deco, maybe an Edit, maybe like a Nautilus or something? Who knows? I'm very curious to see if anyone's willing to dip into that for this match.
Yep.
That might even, like, be the strategy with this kind of thing. But, you know, we'll never know until we see
what
these comps look like.
It is time for the game right there, and Count My Bands bring back pretty much similar comp.
What did I say? Oh,
what?
Wow! Oh wow! What did I say? Oh,
both a pencil and a heavy splatling. That heavy splatling is a frontline weapon now. That heavy splatling is a frontline support that just has more range than everybody else. Once that heavy splatling, they're gonna go forward, they're gonna take control of the opponent's street, and they're gonna paint everything.
Already off the bat, the pencil just coming out with nice right on that stack over there, but was able to get some kills themselves, but wasn't able to that hammer going down as well. Seems that Flow Dragons has a very tight around this zone, and Band's gonna have to fight real hard. But the strike's coming out. That pencil barely dodging it, but their pencil was able to take them out and finish them off.
Yeah,
wow. Is it really gonna end like this? Just like
complete control by Flow Dragons right there. Momo just dancing on that wall. Nobody can go in. Momo just dancing around, wasting time for the opponent and getting away with their life. What a move right here. That's it. They don't have time to paint, not with a Luna, and that's 3-0. Flow Dragons dominating the game.
What a complete shutdown, guaranteeing their victory for this round and subsequently this tournament. Congratulations, Flow Dragon. Wow.
Yeah. Great moves, great splats, and great tournaments by Flow Dragons. They get the victory. They are your Triton-Cup champion. I mean, very much. We had back and forth game in lower bracket, but Flow Dragons very much the number one team here, not letting anything to chance. Very clear that they are the best right here. More to work for the other teams. But yeah, that's the tournament. Optical, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye. But before we do, do you have something to plug?
I most certainly do. As always, you can find me on YouTube, Optical Drop username, where I post a lot of content focused around, mostly just stuff about like me and stuff in my life, but also just like advocacy for like autism awareness and stuff. But you can also find me on Blue Sky for general social media goodness. What about you, Pat? Where can they find you?
Best way to find me is on Blue Sky. You can see it right there on your screen. Before we go, I'd like to give a shout out to CKK, our wonderful streamer there to give us the finals. Thank you so much, CK, for being here. And yeah, that's going to be it for the tournament.
All right, thank you all so much for watching, and make sure to tune back next week for another Triton tournament. Thank you so much for watching. Good night. Gotta get that dinner.